Uh-huh.
I'm just looking for where it is.
Yeah, you have to go fight Smaug.
But I've already fought
Yeah.
his brother. Why would I want to fight him?
No, you gotta fight Smaug. You
I
gotta
want to fight
fight him.
Schmaug.
There's a cave of coins that you gotta go find. And you find that cave of coins, you fight Smaug, and you defeat him. You get to keep the banana horde, and
But that word.
it's not as glorious as you think it is because there's no refrigerator. Actually, it is refrigerated out there. I forget.
So in all of that, I still only shattered 16 enemies. That's the only labor I didn't complete. You have no idea how close I was, like, on one of those last fights. I was like, I'm just gonna take this out and just mail it back. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I
I
really don't
sneeze.
care. Like, I was really at
Good.
that point.
That's how you should have felt. It shouldn't have felt that way to begin with. It should always feel like it's your. When you're failing, it should feel like your fault.
No, there's the puppies.
Because then the game is doing its job. It's giving you everything you need to succeed. You just can't succeed. It was like, why can't I make this fucking jump? Because you suck at making jump. Time it better. I'm timing it. No, not good enough. This ain't some old bullshit. Sub-Zero mythologies bullshit. You suck at Mario 64.
I will say, like, for anybody who looks up guides about how to kill that thing, don't listen to anyone who's like more like the least recent videos, because if anyone tells you you can use arrows to
It
stop
probably
her
would have.
air attacks or use your axe to stop her air attacks, they're liars.
Well, they're not liars. They're just. It just doesn't work on that difficulty. Because, like I told you, like
Yeah.
I can prove it works.
No,
'Cause
I
I
mean that's what
did
I
it.
meant. Like on this difficulty specifically, like they are liars. Like the
But
only
then
thing you
again,
can
if you're
interrupt
playing on a
is
difficulty,
yeah.
you don't deserve to interrupt anything if you're playing on that difficulty because you hate yourself and you deserve to suffer. Suffer, you cretin. Oh yeah, I said it. I got no saying.
Something else to do. I'll also say the thing I got for beating her was not worth what I went through to get it.
What you do?
Yeah, those poppies, they're poppies.
No, stop touching it, Jamal.
I will say if I ever have trouble with anything ever again, I'll be surprised.
You mean in life? Because life ain't gonna stop being hard because you beat that Valkyrie.
I mean, but nothing else was giving me that much trouble.
The game's over.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I mean. Like nothing else should ever give me that much trouble ever again. Because here's the
In
thing,
that
I could have
game,
fought that
the
thing
game's over.
before the game was over. I could have fought that thing before the game was over.
Yeah, you could technically, and you can fight Sephiroth before you're ready to fight Sephiroth, but you'll lose. Right?
Depending on the situation.
How? How? If you're not ready, you're gonna lose.
I'm just saying there's some people that play it that way.
But if they beat it, then they were ready. Is the point I'm trying to get across? Like if you're capable, you win. I mean, you're good to go. You mean that person clearly knew what they were doing. I feel
Oh,
like they're
really? It
cheating.
auto-corrected?
Can I have a hint as to where I'm going?
No.
Is it another realm?
Huh?
Is it in
What the
another
hell is
realm?
happening here, Jay?
Is it where?
In
Say
another
it real fast.
realm.
No, it's at home. It's there in Gizmar. Gizmar? Smizmar.
You said
Gizmar.
home.
Hit. Fuck. It's in the Midgar zone.
Alright.
I could not get that out.
Seeing as the actual word that came out of your mouth was home, I'm gonna assume that maybe I should go home.
Not exactly. It was just the first thing that came to mind. Because that's home.
From the time you were away in Jotunheim.
Tell you where to go. Fuck, I'm not telling you where to go.
She paid me a visit. Freya paid you a visit.
I should pay you. Hey, Freya paid you a visit?
Mimir saying stuff.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you go back to Freya house. That ain't the thing I want you to go see. Freya
No, Mimir said that she came and saw him while we were in Jotunheim.
Whoa. This bitch could get there the whole time?
No, remember Mimir was like laid on the ground when we went into Jotunheim?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just there, and Freya came and saw him while we were in Jotunheim.
Alright, I'm out. So she could get there, alright. So she could get there the whole time.
Get where?
To Jotunheim.
No, because Mimir wasn't in Jotunheim.
Yeah, he was.
No, he was on the ground outside the gate.
But he was in the gate, though. That's the thing.
No, he was like in the gateways, like, because she could go there.
That makes any sense. Because like technically, if you locked it in, like that's where that thing is. Like it's there, because you can't just walk to any of those doors and walk out. So it's the whole thing is there. Like it changes.
I understand what you're saying, but I guess to me, I've always kind of thought like that was like an intermediate place where like it didn't matter which way you came into it.
But that's why. But if that's the case, then you shouldn't need to go. I understand moving the bridge, but it's that massive like pomp and circumstance of swoosh. My tongue.
Yeah.
It's that massive. There's that swoosh. So it's like that room has to move realms along with everything else.
I understand what you're saying, but it's a confusing thing. But apparently, maybe they didn't think that through. I don't know. All I know is that he said that Freya came and saw him and had a conversation.
What did he say? What did he say after that? No, what did he say after that though?
I'd have to look in the codex. More or less, he ended the statement by saying that the cycle of vengeance may not be so easily broken.
What the fuck does that mean?
She's gonna want to kill us, probably.
But she can't, so who the fuck cares?
I mean, she can get someone who wants to kill us, which, with as many enemies as we made, a lot of people want to kill us.
Has she seen what we do to people who want to kill us?
That isn't going to stop her from wanting to kill us.
She does realize that. Man, fuck that stupid asshole, funk ass bitch. Got the audacity to threaten me like she raw. Oh, ugly ass hoe. Oh, talk to me like man. I'd have took it, cause I was annoyed with the game already. Like I ain't gonna front. Like that was the one part of the yep.
Our house.
That was
is
the one
up.
part of the actual. Huh?
Our house is fucked all the hell.
No, it's not.
I mean, the roof is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's straw.
Aren't you tired?
Aren't you tired? I guess. I mean.
Okay, listen. Sleep.
Way ahead of me.
Wait, by just laying on the mirror? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, that's what happens. So, did you
Years
fix
later.
the roof before you? So, did you fix the roof before you went to bed?
No.
You woke up years later?
Apparently, I did wake
No,
up years
it's-
later. It says years later.
No. You didn't wake up years later. This is just years later.
Okay. Well then,
It's non-canon. It has to be because
am I about to have to fight this person?
no, no.
Oh, it's the
I know who it is.
Shut up!
But... Like I knew who it was. I was trying to not say who it was.
I didn't care. Exactly. That's the point. That'd be the point. The person, someone in the years 20,060,000. I wonder if our YouTube videos will be around in like 45 years. Like, will there ever be a protocol where they start purging videos that don't get a lot of views? Because eventually they have to run out of space.
Well, that's God of War. It's all
Yep, that's
God
game
of
over.
War.
Now take the goddamn disc out, put it in the case, fling the case into the stratosphere, and be done with it.
Cory Barlog. Barlog.
I would like to point out, and this is gonna sound, I'll take this how you want to. I've had several headsets that are like phone headsets that have been decent enough, with like a little microphone, a little shitty microphone, that have lasted longer and have been more multi-purpose than like $40 gaming headsets that have been less problematic even when they're shitty than Jordan's or Jamal's. Because Jay's would echo and Jamal's pop popcorn. And it's the worst kind of popcorn because it's low fat with no butter. It's just dry. It's just packing
What's wrong with
peanuts,
dry
honestly.
popcorn?
Everything. It's like asking what's wrong with jacking off with sandpaper. It's unpleasant and I don't like it.
Well, maybe that's just a you thing.
I didn't say it. I said it's unpleasant and I don't like it.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
fair.
went without saying, Mark.
I don't think it went without saying.
What?
I was clear enough.
You're not going home with that sinner? Is that what you said?
Sure. Present day.
So, I didn't watch the video, but I did get sent a link today of a girl on YouTube saying that God was her condom. I felt really weird using those words out loud.
Here at the house,
It was only a dream.
but it felt different. It felt real.
Okay, so Atreus actually addresses it.
Worry about it tomorrow.
Which makes zero sense.
There are still things.
He said he had a weird
The letter
dream.
he's sending to his mommy. Dear dead mom, how's being dead? Being alive is still okay.
It
Dad
gets worse
is
by
white.
the day. So, yeah, that's Gal.
What a normal CD in there that won't fucking fit.
I never did cut down those volumes.
Oh. That is so cool.
I have no reason to kill you guys, but I will. Simply because you're here. The only exploitive thing I found out about with her was that if you use Atreus's wolves, like the thing that you can summon wolves with, that's the only thing that can stun her for a couple of seconds. When I say a couple of seconds, I mean like 2 seconds.
I was not listening. What'd you say?
The only thing I found out about that was kind of like an exploit was that if you set Atreus's runic attack to the wolves, it'd stun her for like a couple of seconds. And when I say a couple of seconds, I mean like 2 seconds. If you say you weren't listening again, then you're shit out of luck.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm looking at a really cool CD player. I'm as happy as I'm gonna get for the moment.
So, is there any other feelings about Gal that you want to share before I end this and consider this the end of this? I will say it
I
feels
just think
really
this
good.
is so cool. Like, also, this dude is just really a fan of rap, and that makes me even happier. But it's, I almost want one. I do want one just for the novelty sake of it. But it's like, all right, Mark. You know they had like you know what a mini CD is, right?
A mini CD.
It was basically a single, and it was like they were like the size of GameCube discs.
No.
No, all right, never mind.
I'm gonna go back out into the water and see if maybe Mimir has a few more stories. Just because I'm streaming and I have time to kill. I'd like my last experiences with this game to not just be...
Oh, that's it. There's nothing. I don't know what you thought was gonna happen.
What are you talking about? Are you listening? I don't think you're listening.
No.
I think you're in your own world.
No.
And you're assuming
The game's
things.
over. I'm just saying the game's over. That's
But
it.
Mimir could have more stories to tell.
Stan's dead. Good night. No, he don't care about this.
He is. He's talking about stories right now.
I didn't say he didn't have more stories. I said he didn't care about you. I'm standing by that.
By what?
I mean, you just laid on him for like 8 years.
Wait on who?
His penis.
Okay.
His dickhead is white. Just know that. His dickhead has to be. So that means like the little dip inside of his urethra is white too, right? Or do you think that's like red? Like the split of his penis is like slightly red.
I don't know. I mean,
You want to think about
his
it?
blood is red.
Yeah, but that's still his skin. So technically speaking, he could burn himself. He could burn himself, and he could technically have non-white skin again. Or
I mean,
be
he'd probably
really
heal.
Yeah, but see, that's not his skin though. Because like human skin or skin in general doesn't heal that well. Like in major, like if you ever seen a burn victim, like they're never okay. Like they never like, oh, I look pretty good for a burn. No, they never look okay. They always look like they should have murdered somebody for them to look like what I mean is like whoever calls them to be in that position, they should be allowed to murder that person. I think that'd be fair. If you set somebody on fire, I think if they were able to prove that you were the one that set them on fire, I think they should be allowed to kill you. Like whether they pulled the what's that thing called? The switch? Flip the switch at the election table. Wow, yeah, the electric chair. They should either be able to do that, or they should be able to be on the firing squad with you and pull the trigger.
Or the firing squad anymore.
I know they don't, but they should. There are certain times that totally call for it.
They should let you do the needle for the lethal injection.
The lethal injection is alright if, you know... I think the lethal injection is fine. Ooh, wah, 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 wah. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Now you said you had more
Yeah,
stories. I am waiting on these stories.
Yeah, it was bothering the fuck out of me that he slid that CD across the table.
That's good.
That's not good.
I
You
think it's
don't
good.
slide a CD across the table, man. That's blasphemy.
Depends on which side it's
how
on.
his wife knew he didn't answer. And I just said that.
I think you still feel and understand that your mic is cutting in and out. Because yeah, we're getting that whole like you're talking to us for a second, and then like somebody like opens up a portal and you just fall in a hole. Look up. So yeah, everybody. Whoop. And then I was like, well, what the fuck? And then when I came back, it was like, ah! Huh? I'm sorry, come again.
No.
Don't mind if I do.
What happened? Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't know what I said. I got you. I got it. I got you.
What?
I got you. I realized I said come again. It took me a second. I had no idea what I said.
Where are you right now?
At home?
You know what the fuck I mean.
I know what the fuck you asked.
Don't talk to Fitz like that.
You shut the fuck up. That's my white boy. You get your own. You got your own. You got Logan. Fuck out of here.
Fifth is the group's white boy, not just yours.
No, he's my white boy. The hell you talking about? He's the fuck you talking about? He's the group's white nigga. Boy, I said that shit like you said. My girl is y'all girl. Boy, no. No.
I asked you a question earlier, but you were infixated on the
I'm sorry.
The
I will
CD
pause
thing.
this video about Michael Jackson doing something awesome to answer your question.
I was asking before I stopped the stream. Is there anything that
Oh, it's ass. Yeah, it's ass. It's not God of War. It's ass. It's an RPG, and RPGs should be restricted to RPGs. Turn-based combat, point and clicks, shit like that. But when you mix RPGs into hack and slash, open world adventure, sports of any genre, those games become like muddied.
I mean, this isn't the first action-oriented
Yes,
like
and they're
RPG.
all not right. They're all not right.
That's not true, though.
It is.
It's not.
There are some that don't rely on the numbers as heavily, so it's easier to like look past it. But that one super relied on the numbers, like really, really, really relied on the numbers. Like even on balanced mode, it still highly relied on you having good gear to succeed. And again, I don't play hack and slashes for that. I'm like if you're gonna make me fight Bowser, I shouldn't have to have my level 7 cap, with my fireproof overalls and my non-slip plumber brown shoes. I should go in there with nothing but a run button and a jump button, and be able to either defeat Bowser or suck, and it'd be completely up to me. Well, not up to me, but it'd be my fault that I am not good at that, because I can't do it with nothing. Like before, when the game started out, you had all the skills you were going to need to get the job done, as opposed to going on this magical hunt for the mushroom of malice and the fire flower of forgiveness and something else that has alliteration in it. It's like, you people can like it, I don't care. That's fine. I like fucking Brutal Legend, and I'll be frank. The reason I like that game is because it doesn't mix the two genres at the same time. You're either RTSing or you're open world exploring. When it's time to RTS, you RTS. Like, that's it. You don't manage the RTS part while doing the third person action part. You can do one or the other, and one or the other is gonna, like, you can come. I understand that, like, well, you can mid battle, like, yeah, but then you have to go back into the RTS part if you start losing, because if you spend too much time not doing that, managing your resources and sending out your troops, you're gonna get your shit pushed in. I just like saying that.
Clearly.
Like, that's how that works, and I feel like in God of War, they should be like.
You okay?
I was waiting on all of that to stop. I really was. Like, it should be like, okay, you have these blades, right? Yeah. Alright, these blades are gonna get a little bit better. It's like, but this is basically it. It's like, you're gonna get a bunch of combos, right? You're pretty much just gonna hit square, square, triangle. Or just triangle, triangle, triangle. Okay. Alright, now you're gonna get magic, okay? Your magic will get a little bit better over time. You'll get a little bit more meter over time. Okay, cool. But it's just these abilities. So you're gonna get like 4. Oh, okay. What else? Nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, okay. Bye! It's like, fight on, motherfucker. But as opposed to like, alright, you're gonna have 17,000 Pokemon, right? At least 16,000 of them suck. But they're adorable. Alright, here's what you're gonna wanna do. Rare candies, repels, fucking ropes. You're gonna need a lot of shit. Go out there and find it. Where is it? I don't fucking know. That's the fun. He's like, okay, so it's an adventure. I guess so. Depends on how you look at adventure. Some might call it a kick in the dick. Me personally, I call it a mixture of both. I like weird sex. But until then, get the fuck out of here. It's like, alright. Like, that's what it's gonna be. It's like, you don't play Pokemon, get into a battle, and it turns into Smash Bros. And your special attacks are for the love of God, Jamal. I want to hug you so bad right now. That microphone it's taking a nail file and grinding my heel. Like it's like that. It's like chewing aluminum foil with the back teeth. It's like, I know you can't hear it. I'm not being mad. I'm not angry. It's annoying, and I know he can't hear it, and I know it's not affecting him, and that's why I'm understanding about it. But I'm trying to make him aware that it's happening. Like, maybe there's another pair of earbuds in the house somewhere with a microphone attachment. I don't know. A part of me just wants to buy him a fucking USB microphone.
Oh,
no. Just make Bree buy you a new one for Christmas, and just make Christmas July, and then when Christmas comes around again, just have her buy you a backup set. If you look her in the eyes and tell her you love her, she'll probably say she won't care. But then you start crying. No one's gonna tell a man. They can still hear me though. No one's gonna tell a crying man no. Oh, and I'm just saying, man, it just comes down to that, you know. It's like, the RPG, it would have been great without the RPG stuff. Like, I will say that it definitely, you would have known for sure when you got that Valkyrie that it would have been just up to you. Get better, get hit less, hit more. That you knew that, but well, you would have known that for sure because you had no other options. There was nothing else for you to do. There was nothing else. There was nothing. Like there was nothing. Like if this was regular God of War, and like you would like instead of missed echoes, like you know you got experience. There was a place you got to fight to get experience of. Same exact concept. Every time you fought an enemy, you got a certain amount of experience. Every time you opened up a chest, you got a certain amount of experience. Stayed in the mist too long, you died. Perfectly, just perfect. And then like, cause there's a couple of abilities per weapon that are just really expensive, but fuck are they good? Like they kill a lot of things with malice and hate. So it's that they could have done that instead of the whole like, okay, you get these, you go here, you get these, okay, you use this to get some of this, and then you go over here, and then when you get this, you put it onto this, and this make this good, all right? All right, now then you go back over here, and then you make this even better, but then because you're gonna go over here and you're gonna do this, and it's like, oh, that's what it is. No matter how you look at it, you can word it differently, you can feel how you want to about it. That's what the end of the game boils down to. The extra 2 realms just boil down to travel back and forth, do a bunch of stuff, get resources, use those resources better so that you can actually like finish the game. That's all it's gonna be, no more, no less. You cannot like the way that the way it comes off, but if you boil something down to its nitty gritty, to its nothing, to its like bare bones, and it's that's what this is. It's the same thing. Like no, it's you have to grind because they want to artificially lengthen and make the game difficult.
The main thing I'll say is like, and I'm not just saying this to oppose you because this is just my feelings on the game. I'm fine with the RPG stuff. The thing I'm not okay with is that on the hardest difficulty, everything was fine. Like once I actually got all the upgraded gear and whatnot, every other enemy in the game is actually doable, and it's fine. That's the way RPGs work. But that Valkyrie broke the rules of what I consider to be like the RPG rules, is where when you get all the best gear, like you should feel like you have all the best gear. You should
have the best gear.
Like you should feel like you've reached this point, like you've earned it at this point. But that Valkyrie still, with all that stuff, I still had to like...
It broke the fight.
I had to basically like enter the Matrix to finally win. Like
I feel like because that was my problem. Like when I fought her, I realized the only reason I was failing was because I failed to read her as many times as I needed to avoid getting hit.
Because that's it. Like when people say like in those guides, like the objective is just not to get hit. That's the actual objective.
That's actually what you. And oddly enough, on multiple occasions, in God of War, when Jamal was playing playing 3, and when you were playing this one, on multiple occasions I told you both, just don't get hit.
Which is a dickish thing to say. Yeah, like it's a dickish thing to say, but that's the truth.
That's really what it comes down to. Because he was trying to platinum it and he was playing it on the hardest difficulty. You were second the hardest difficulty. You were playing it on the hardest difficulty. As it boils down to don't get hit. Like it was that I've learned that since Batman. Like countering sometimes is a little finicky, and it really comes down to timing, and that can really bugger you in the butt. So sometimes it's just better to get the fuck out of the way. And that's what it came down to. If I had got hit less than I did when I was fighting her on normal, it wouldn't have been that hard. Like it genuinely would not have been that hard.
But I saved that fight. Like I hadn't had my mic plugged in until like I won, so you won't hear like anything I was saying. So you'll hear what I say afterwards, but you'll see. Like I'm gonna make a compilation of all the times within that hour that I died and just show you the winning run. Because it really did just come down to luck, because I still don't know what to do against her like fog attack where like she goes up in the air and then just everything's foggy, like, and she did that quite a few times, and it was just a matter of using Atreus's stun lock wolves when that happened, if I had them. That's the
Yeah,
only
as far
way.
as that was concerned, I feel like that's unfair for that difficulty. If there's no way to stop her from, because like for me, when she go in the air and she, like blind you, it's what I call it. She blinds you. For me, on normal, shock arrows would knock her out of the sky. If there was no way to do that across the board, that's unfair. And I'm saying it's unfair because even on normal, on balance, quote unquote, it does so much damage. And I do mean it does a lot of damage.
Because
throughout
the fucking fight, like if I didn't have the stuff that I had on, like I had to watch so many different guides, like on different play styles and stuff, and like I had to come up with my own idea. If I didn't have the stuff on where I slowly regenerated health, like during portions of the fight, I wouldn't have made it. Like it wouldn't have happened.
And I still feel like that's where the RPG shit didn't fit into this game, because having to do stuff like that in a game that really boils down to, like, it's like if it was Mega Man. Like the original Mega Mans are like dummy hard, but all you can do is jump and shoot. That's it. That's it. And that's all you should be able to, like, when I say that's all you should be able to do, you have the skills that you're gonna need to get through stages from the outset. Adding the different abilities are useful throughout stages, but they're really just for the bosses. So that's a different story. That's not RPG stuff. That's, here's this boss's weakness. That's it. That's just, this boss has a weakness, and it's this. That's just how the game is designed. It's not an RPG. It's not trade off or anything. No, that's just all there is to it.
Like, because I honestly feel like what happened was that I don't think anyone playtested that final Valkyrie fight on this difficulty. I don't think it happened. Because I can't imagine anyone sitting there doing that and saying, you know what, this is right.
Fair.
Because everything else I can understand, because like every single other enemy in the game is so much easier now on this difficulty with all the strongest stuff. It makes sense now, like why that final fight against Baldur was so hard. Like with this stuff, it would have been a cakewalk. Like it wouldn't have been anything. But the fact that with all of this, the Valkyrie is still that hard makes no sense.
It fails as an RPG, and it fails as a hack and slash. It fails as an RPG because it breaks the golden rule of RPG. If there's a level cap, you are stronger than everything else. That's just how that goes. Like, you should be stronger than everything else. You should be able to take more damage. You should be able to output more damage.
Like, because even in fucking Bloodborne and Dark Souls, if you level up enough, you're stronger than everything else.
Which is the point. Because the grinding has to feel like it meant something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is what it is. Like, going back in Borderlands and playing, like, earlier stages after you've reached, like, level 40 and one-shotting shit feels great. Things that were, like, taking you down, like, in one hit, and you're just, like, killing them with no question. Feels amazing. And that's the way an RPG is supposed to feel. And I mean it like as a normal RPG, like a game that's just flat out like you don't really have skill points. You have like a base skill, but you can add things to make you better. Like that's what makes it good. That's what makes those games feel right. Is you should feel stronger as a character. But here's the problem: we're not a nameless character like in an RPG. Like we're not like a Pokemon trainer. We're not like Psycho Bahuvia or whatever. I made something up on the.
We are Kratos, the god of war.
We are Kratos, son of Zeus. He is a demigod who has slain titans and gods alike. He does not need these things to be this strong. Like, flat out, there's just no excuse for them adding these things into this game like that. In my opinion, it ruined it because it just is what it is. It made it unfair. Like, they would have had to nerf that fight if it wasn't an RPG, like flat out. If it wasn't an RPG and it was that hard, they would have had to nerf it. because it was literally unbeatable. Like it was like literally unbeatable, but it was unbeatable enough to the point where you would have had to play. You'd had to play.
I mean, it's
it.
not to toot my own horn, but I'm not bad at video games.
Like no, like by all means, I don't suck at video games.
Yeah.
Like I will say when a game has me bested, you know, I will say when a game does not deserve my time when it comes to platinuming it. Like fucking God of War 2 and God of War 1 have me bested. I can't do the challenges because one, they're not fun, and two, they're just hard. In God of War 1, the challenges suck because there's no save state, and I have to do them all in one sitting. Go fuck yourself. In God of War 2, the challenges are just hard. Period. They're just very difficult. It's like it doesn't feel like they are at all like balanced out, or like there's any kind of leniency because of the requested challenge. It's just here, do this thing, and it's like I don't wanna. I really don't wanna. And with that, like I was like at one point, Niflheim and Muspelheim weren't that bad. Like they really weren't. Like even though like on balance.
Like as Muspelheim, Muspelheim, whatever the fuck it is, that was actually fun. I'll admit, like
yeah, like
those challenges were fun.
That were okay. Yeah, like short of don't get hit, like they can go fuck yourself. Like that wasn't necessarily fun. That was mostly not fun because it didn't work. Because there were times when you could be in animation fighting one enemy, another could come up and hit you, and it completely fuck it all up. Or you could have somebody like off screen hit you.
I think that's my main gripe. Like my biggest gripe of all is that your runic attacks don't have iframes. When you do have iframes while you're using rage, which makes no sense to me.
You technically don't.
I mean, specifically for that, like when you are doing the don't get hit challenge, if you use rage, you don't.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't count as a hit. But when you get hit in mid-frame while doing a runic attack, it counts.
Well, I think that's because when you get hit with while raging, it takes down your rage meter,
and not your health.
And not your health. And I think that's what it's going for. It's going for if you lose any health whatsoever, you die, like you fail.
Yeah. I suppose I'd still say like I'd still like if they just made those. You don't even have to give us like a bunch of them in the next game. Just add iframes for specific ones, if nothing else.
Or just take the fucking RPG shit the fuck out. Just take it the fuck out because you're not good at doing that. I'm like I don't hate RPGs. I don't like grinding, but if it's fun, or at the very least you're gracious enough to specifically put a place in game that is made for grinding. Enemies spawn non-stop, and they drop a decent amount of XP. A decent amount of XP. You know, a lot. I say a lot when you just like a lot for where you would be when you first get to that place, because it would be hard to beat them. But a decent amount even after that. When you like
hell, I'll even say that, like, forgo the stats for the armor and just make it an RPG where you get experience and you level up, and the level up, like, the level cap is just really high, and if you keep grinding, you'll eventually reach this point where, you've broken the game, which is fine for people who want to do that because it's a single player experience.
I'm about to say, because that's the point. That's the major thing about it. It's so broken.
Like, because you don't have to level up to level 99 in Kingdom Hearts, but you can. You can level up to 99
if you want to.
Steamroll everything.
Because it's your game. It's your game. You're the one playing it. Like, honestly, that's the whole point. Because there's no competitiveness. I don't even care if you make it like a 16,000 hour grind to reach that point, but the fact that you've made a thing that I can attain and just enjoy the game that way, that's fine. I was like, and I still say that if I have to do that to get through the story, I'll call that bullshit. Like, if I'm there for just because I'm doing the other stuff because I'm trophy hunting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the story because I want to experience the story. The story should not require grinding. Every boss encounter should be beatable by that point. You know how many enemies I'm going to find. You know about how many chests or secrets I should be able to find between when I leave one boss encounter and by the time I get to the next boss encounter. that boss should be, I'd say, about 33% less than the total, or maybe 20% less than the total of all like possible XP earned. Because let's be real, you're gonna miss some shit. But when it comes to the side stuff, like, you gotta go grind and do this a little bit. I was like, well, how do I grind? Like, well, you gotta, like, no, don't just maybe look, no. Have there be a place where I can fight. In God of War, like, I think it was Ghost of Sparta, there was a place that you could, like, dump red orbs into to unlock things. But you could easily obtain more red orbs by going into the battle arena and just fighting. I didn't realize that was grinding at the time. I didn't. But you could just go in there, fight enemies that you decide you want to fight them for as long as you want to fight them, and then when you come out, you get to keep the orbs that you earned. Just that simple. But y'all didn't do that. Y'all had like this really, y'all weren't good at making an RPG. It did really like I'll say the combat's okay, but I still feel like they should have did what I would call the Eye of Odin camera. Is like whenever like there was a fight sequence, like the camera should have pulled back and like shown more of the player field. Because Batman Arkham the series does that. Like, the Arkham series does that. Like the camera's right behind Batman as you're playing, but when it's time for a fight, it moves back and lets you see everything, because that's gonna be a thing in the fight. There's gonna be a bunch of people all over the place, and they're gonna be throwing projectiles. They're gonna be running at you. So not being able to see the enemies coming makes no sense at all. Like, flat the fuck out. It's like driving a car with no mirrors on it. Just hoping for the best. Just hoping other cars are gonna honk when somebody's coming near you, and that you're gonna be able to gauge about how far they are away.
I mean, but mind you, I've accepted this is what God of War is going to be because of how many accolades it's received already.
That's the thing. I think everybody who gave it like a perfect score can go fuck themselves. Anybody who gave it like even anything more than a 7 out of 10, I think you go fuck yourself. You didn't play through the game. You didn't experience the bullshit the game has to offer. You didn't 100% it. You played like the first stage, maybe like a select few sections of the game. You did not play the fucking game. You didn't play the game. Much like people who don't play test their shit before they put it out, I'm looking at you, motherfucker, Mad Dog Productions, who put out motherfucking Shaq Fu, a Legend, Reborn, or whatever the fuck. Like, you didn't check the shit out. You didn't. It was like reviewers, you ain't shit. Gamers who are just nutting all over this game because it's new and it's God of War. Ooh, look at it go! Like, you're fucking morons. Like, you really, really are. Like, and to be fair, I'm pretty sure that the majority of y'all played it on easy or normal, because that was the right way to go. I tried to play it on hard because I'm used to this. I wanted a challenge, but I really didn't see I didn't expect it to be that bad. Like, not being able to see my opponents is garbage. Like, it really is. And the whole grinding and like, well, you have to fight with numbers shit, like, that does not belong in God of War. Like, y'all could have like legit like made this game. And, like, cause it is what it is. Darksiders did this. The first Darksiders wasn't really RPG shit. The second Darksiders was like an RPG dungeon crawler. Like, that's pretty much what the game was. And I wasn't a super fan of it, but it wasn't the worst. Because it understood that, you know, we wanted to succeed.
With the bad stuff out of the way, though, the game's pretty. The story's great.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to the next one.
I'm not. I probably won't pre-order it. I can almost like guarantee that.
I would suggest you not
most
pre-order.
likely. Yeah, I'm not probably gonna pre-order it.
Unless it just comes with something that you specifically want, like a figure.
Yeah, cause like that's what I got with this one, but that was still $90. Like, I can't guarantee that I'll pre-order the next one. I can't say that. Oh, I can't even say I'm looking forward to the next one. Like, I am interested to see what kind of, oh gosh, that hurts. What kind of like DLC stuff they come out with, because I'm expecting DLC.
I don't know. I really don't see them putting out DLC, but I'll be surprised if they do.
I mean, all of them had, well, all PS3 and PS3 titles had DLC thus like so far. So I'm expecting it. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for in DLC. Like, I still want my combat arena, just to give the game like replayability, just so I can just go in there and fight enemies because it's what I want to do.
I feel like their answer to that, Niflheim, like that was supposed to be the idea of it. It's not what you wanted, mind you, but that's what
it's not. No, it flat out wasn't the idea because enemies didn't respawn. If I got all
when
the
you
way
leave,
through
they
it,
respawn.
yeah, but in a battle arena, they would just keep coming.
Oh, so what you're asking for is endless mode.
Well, in the other games, it's called the battle arena.
I mean, I know
you
that.
select which enemy. Yeah, no, I want what they called it. I want a thing that they've set as a precedent in multiple games thus far. I want the combat arena. I want to just go in and blindly beat shit up and just relax and chill and like not worry about progression, not worry about gameplay, just not worry about life, and just be Kratos for a while. Oh my gosh, my armpit smells like guacamole.
Alright then. But no, I mean, I did enjoy the gameplay and stuff. Like, the main thing I'll say for, like, everybody, like, anybody who hears this, don't play on the difficulty I played on. Don't. It's not worth it.
You can platinum without it, and you'll probably enjoy it a lot more.
The only thing you get out of it is these shields, and if you think that's a worthy thing for what I went through,
you're an idiot because
you.
the shields face forward the entire fucking time.
Yeah, the only time I see my shields is if I'm doing the shield bash thing. So the fact that it has the Spartan symbol on it, like, I can't. God of War. You think that's a good way to end it? Because that's how I'm going to end it.
Yeah.